It is your girl Candy, and I'm about to speak on it. I'm so excited to speak on it today because, first of all, let me tell you, I really love this episode, okay? It gave you a whole lot. And I guess because it's a supersized episode, but we have a lot to get into. Well, hello there. Hello, everyone. I am your girl Candy, and I'm about to speak on it. Where do I begin? Oh, first of all, can we just talk about the little fact that I really appreciate everybody who has also subscribed to my other YouTube page, I Am Candy. If you have not seen my vlog that I just put up last week, that I talked about my whole bubbling brew that happened at the BET Awards, I presented with my dress on. And then, as soon as I came on stage, I took that bitch off. Took it off! Don't want to see it again. You gotta go watch it, okay? I know she's gonna put that little button up here somewhere for you to be able to click through. But I need you to watch that vlog, and I also need you to subscribe to my other YouTube page. I done had a couple of people who not so swift who said,
I went to your YouTube and I didn't see the vlog.
well, that is because it's a whole new YouTube page, y'all. The reason is because Jamie told me that some people like to just make vlogs where they can just talk and say crazy stuff and tell their crazy stories and keep that separate away from where I do all my interviews for Speak On It and stuff like that, and all my other not just Speak On It, because you know, Candy Online, we do so many other things and other programming. So all of our wild conversations, we gotta keep that on I Am Candy. What?
Your least favorite and your favorite look.
Oh, I know my least favorite.
I knew that you know your least favorite.
My least favorite was one time I had like this little bob and this little ponytail at the top, but it was like, it looked like, who's the master from Show Enough? Last Dragon. It was definitely giving Show Enough. So if you want the real funny, wild conversations and me telling you all that stuff, you gotta subscribe to both pages. Thank you. Anyway, back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, before we get into this new episode, did you know? What should I say this? Yeah, I guess I should. They dropped the mid-season trailer. I hope you're ready for more of this smoke.
You take care of a man.
I don't take care of no man. Now, I put it on my page, but they also put it at the end of the episode. So I'm not sure if I should wait till after I have talked about the entire episode and then get to the mid-season trailer. Yeah, let's do that. Let me tell you what happened in the beginning. Now, a lot of y'all said that y'all only watch Speak On It, my show, which is not good. This is supposed to be your chance to just get a recap, not to watch the whole episode, okay? So first of all, shout out to Sheree's daughter. Much love to you, girl. I love you. She's gorgeous, okay? She has her own podcast.
Facts.
But it was giving me very much Candy Coated Nice vibes.
Today's text position is the landslide. And if y'all could see Mom's face in the building right now.
So I don't know about what y'all think, but I definitely was thinking that. But I love it though. I think it's dope because anytime you talk about sex and relationships, it's always fun, right? The thing that I do love is that she, had the conversation with her mother about her relationship with Tyrone on her podcast. Now, Tyrone took Sheree up and through it, right? I mean, we've heard this story before. I myself have been there where I dated a dude that was in jail. Not for years, okay? I never dated a dude for years that was in jail. I mean, I dated a guy that was in jail for a few months. This was a long time ago, many, many moons ago. I always feel like, later on, you always feel like, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I do that? So I see this story in Sheree.
Breaking news, Mom. Like, what the hell? I'm not sure if you're aware of this already, but Sheree Whitfield and boyfriend Tyrone not on speaking terms.
Now, she's just like...
Are you kidding me? So first of all, that's all a big old lie. He knew he was being filmed.
He played her. Yeah. How long was that together? Like 6 years or something like that?
He was having an event. He brought me and Kim in to do an appearance. So that's about 6 years ago. He fell on some hard times, so he's having a little moment right now. We reconnected maybe last year.
How long was he in jail? Like, when? I don't know.
It was for a very long time because, we heard about Tyrone going to jail many seasons ago. That was...
When we were going to Philly, I got a phone call from Tyrone about this opportunity to make money. I started getting phone calls saying that you've been calling Tyrone.
Back when Nene was on, everybody was on the show back then.
Well, I told you you asked me about Tyrone before.
And you didn't say anything.
I did. I said, that's my friend.
And when he went to jail, because it was a thing everybody was talking about. But Nene said he was a con artist.
I mean, we can go down a list of a lot of things that people have done that could possibly put them in jail, but we're not going to do that.
I don't quite remember the exact time, but the thing about it is, I'm just like, girl, you put your coochie on hold for him.
That is Tyrone.
Y'all were really close.
We're cool. We are
holding hands.
We're good. We're good.
What is the story though? Like, is it they started talking when he was in jail or before he went to jail?
Well, they were talking before he went to jail.
How long have you known Tyrone?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just making a point.
What's your point?
You don't remember? It was like a whole thing. They said he was also trying to talk to Nene back
I
then.
know, but
You
was
don't
it
remember
we
that?
went on some dates or we were together? Like, that's what I never understood between her and Nene.
Well, I don't know what happened with the other side of the story. All I know is that he supposedly was like dating Sheree, and then he went to jail.
Are we gonna see him?
He's in prison.
Now, I never got clarity of the situation, but he must have had a mean talk game, okay? Lots of money, which also brings me to, we gonna get to that in a second, because I'm thinking about that house and how beautiful it looked on the inside, and I'm like, Sheree wasn't on our show for a lot of seasons, so I hate to ask this question, but I gotta ask the question that a lot of people are gonna ask, like when she starts talking about the money that she paid for the $10,000 chandelier, the $7,000 this, I'm like, was this the Tyrone money paying for this? Like, where did all this money come from to pay for all these things? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love this. This is my first time getting to see it without a whole crowd of people in here.
Shut up. It's a mess. My cleaning lady will be here in a couple
Where
hours.
is the man, Sheree? She gonna be mad as hell at me for saying this, but realistically, like, she always, was it another secret boo that we don't know about? Because she said she was holding on for Tyrone the whole time while that house was getting done. But that house got done. And for most of that time, she had left us. She wasn't with the housewives no more. And the house got done. And when I tell y'all that house is fabulous, it's fabulous. Like, it got all the bells and whistles in the inside. All the bells and whistles. Who was working? Where were the $10,000 chandelier checks coming from? I'm just curious. I mean, I'm just speaking for the people because the people want to know, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying what the people want to know because I know, other people was in the room when I was watching the episode, and that's what somebody else said. Like, golly, who was paying for all of that? We all want to know. So.
She's got a clothing line.
Come on now, Jay, you trying to be funny? Because at the beginning of this episode, y'all already know they was, playing little clips. So what's that? Maybe I'm flashing back to the season trailer.
What happened to She by Sheree?
Was given a fashion show with no fashion.
So you're doing a line of She by Sheree athletic wear? When
they kept flashing back to Sheree and all the years of not being able to pull She by Sheree together. So y'all do realize She by Sheree is not out yet. It's not out yet. Like, She by Sheree is not Shereeing yet. It's not sheing by Shereeing. It's not doing that yet. Help me out here. I'm just trying to figure it out for the people, not for me. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, at the podcast, let's also talk about the fact that she reintroduced her friend, Fatum.
I've tried to introduce her to so many great guys. Just get away from that.
Right. Fatum is hilarious to me, okay? I love Fatum. I think Fatum is super cool. She's funny. She was already in the past episode when she tried to say the crazy stuff about Drew's husband. But you're gonna see her in future episodes. So I'm already gonna tell y'all now, I like Fatum. I think Fatum is cool. So Fatum was just keeping it 100 with her. Like, everybody's been wanting to know, why was you saving yourself for this man who ended up got here out you looking crazy? When is he coming home?
Hopefully by the end of the year.
So is he gonna come home to this?
Not initially. Girls no fool now.
I've been a fool before, child. I've been a fool. Don't let me be no got you here looking crazy. He left you outside in the cold, literally.
Don't let me be no fool, kid.
Now, you know, he's not even giving real apologies, apparently. I didn't even realize he didn't really apologize to her, you know what I mean?
I try to dismiss the warning signs, and like many others, I have fallen victim to being in love and being stupid.
So, like, she got her friend Fatum coming in at the beginning of the episode, who obviously we see come back again later. Next, we saw Marlo and the boys. Shout out to the boys. I believe Michael just had a birthday. Shout out to Michael. Happy birthday to you, boo. We love you. We love William. Michael and William, very handsome boys. You know, Marlo has been helping, you know, raise them for, I guess, the last couple of years. We've been seeing them on the Real Housewives of Atlanta do their thing. Now, all of a sudden, in this episode, she started trying to point out all of the things that the boys was doing wrong in her eyes. She started talking about how they ain't cleaning up. She started talking about how they ain't washing clothes. Now, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Now, I want to say, I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody not having a washer and dryer. But did y'all peep when she said something about she had him to get all his dirty clothes together? She was about to take him to the laundromat.
You know what? Get all your dirty clothes together. I'm taking you guys to the laundromat.
I'm like, all that money you be spending, I know you ain't taking all that Fendi Gucci Louis to the laundromat every day.
I'm taking you guys to the laundromat.
Maybe she made it into a closet instead of a laundry room.
I doubt that. Like, you literally packing your stuff up, and I cannot see Marlo Hampton sitting up in the laundromat with her change. She said on this show that she told him, go ahead and put all your stuff in the bag so I can take them to the laundromat. And I'm like, is she just making them wash their clothes at the laundromat? Or is she washing her clothes at the laundromat?
She's probably sending their clothes. You know what it is?
Like, I'm confused. That was confusing to me because I was just like, okay, I know Mr. Marlo Hampton got a washer dryer. So you not allowing the boys to wash their clothes at home? Either it's in the cleaners or you washing at home. But she said the laundromat. And then he brought it back home and it was sour because you know how when you don't wash or when you wash you don't really dry it all the way and then you just throw it in the bag and it's still kind of wet. So she made it seem like, I'm confused on that. Marlo, I need some more explanation.
His stuff was all wet, like sour. Like, you know, after 3 days, it's going to be awful. Smelling, yes.
But some people are old school. Some people have a dishwasher and don't use it because they never had one.
I don't use the dishwasher. I hand wash all the dishes. My auntie don't use the dishwasher. We just got her one for the first time ever in life. And she ain't gonna use it. Okay, we all hand wash our dishes over here. I get what you're saying. But I just thought that was weird. That's neither here nor there. So my point really was that she seems to be in this episode trying to point out the bad things the other boys have been doing. And I just kind of felt like I don't really remember her doing them before. I don't really remember her talking about, you know, like, of course, you know, you want to talk about, oh, they did good in school, or, oh, you know, maybe they need to do some homework, or they ain't been doing homework, nothing like too crazy. Oh, you know, somebody punched a hole in the wall. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. And she was just making like it all just happened right now. Was that the setup so that she could justify putting them out? You said fun tea wearing off. The fun auntie is wearing off, right? I mean, I don't know. That just was like so strange to me. I was just like, okay, I don't remember her having that many negatives to say before. Or unless she was just holding it back. We'll hold off our thoughts till later for that. You know, they move right along. So we're going to get more into that. I'm just giving you the brief synopsis of the early part of the episode. Sonya ends up at Kenya's home and, you know, they've really connected and become cool. They briefly spoke about what happened at Drop It with Drew, and surprisingly so, Kenya was a little turned up at the Drop It with Drew. I don't know though. I mean, I know some people be mad at Kenya, but I felt like her reactions be seeming justified in the moment. Now maybe she take it up a notch, maybe further than some people would take it, but I be seeing where she coming from. Maybe because me and her just see eye to eye on a lot of things. Okay, so then they bring Fatum back to Sheree's house.
Open up! I got booze.
What I thought was very interesting about this part, Sheree poured her heart out more about the whole Tyrone situation. And she literally started boohoo crying.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Like, had to walk away from camera, cover her face, boo-hoo crying.
I'm sorry.
No, hold on, yes. Asshole.
I don't remember even seeing Sheree in all of the time that we met her on this show. Like, this is season 14. She is an OG. She's been here since season 1. The only time I think I remember her really being upset was something with Bob. She had a slight moment of emotion. Slight. But in this moment,
I know. I feel so stupid.
I was not used to that from Miss Sheree Whitfield. I was like, what? Who is this girl that's showing all of this on TV? Like, normally she's very guarded.
She's for herself.
Very, very, very guarded. Keep her whole thing close to the vest. Like, she never really shows a lot of emotion. So I was very surprised to see her open up in this way on this episode. But at the same time, I ain't gonna lie, I did feel for her. I definitely was like getting emotional with her when I was watching it. So I don't know how y'all felt, but that's how I felt. Once again, I love the friendship between her and Fatou.
You didn't know that. You did what you felt was right. Doesn't make you stupid, doesn't make you weak.
She's funny, and like even when she knows how, like, you know, when your friend is crying, you know how to make them laugh, you know, to stop them from being emotional. Like, I felt like she does that.
I'm glad you realized that. We've been feeling that way, but we don't want to tell you.
So I love you, girl. I'm gonna bring you back in a minute, but I have to stop in to say something about this girls get together before the get together. So Sheree, Marlo, Sonya got together. Marlo shares with them that basically she put the boys out, and she talked about how, you know, it was just being too much lately. Maybe she needs counseling and all these things. You know how sometimes things are taped out of order? I was wondering what order did they tape this, because this one, to me, I felt like she gave us the very politically correct answer.
And I just feel, you guys, it's been almost 3 years. I need a break from them. So I kicked the boys out.
The conversation she had with me later on in the episode when she said she told them to get the fuck out, to me, I felt like that was the actual first conversation I had, because she was more emotional in that one.
I just felt I'm not doing right by them. I'm not.
And I felt like that was the fresh conversation closer to the time it actually happened. The conversation she had with them, to me, it felt like she had time to really feel like how she really wanted to present it for TV.
It was just a bad day.
You kicked the boys out.
I just told them they had to go.
Yeah, she went to structuring, and she was like,
Well, you know, I'm just going through so much, and, you know, I don't know, I just need counseling, and it's affecting me and the people around me.
You know how it was like way more calm, and
my sister said maybe give it 30 days.
You know, she first told me about it when we was at Sheree's party, and when they showed a piece of that conversation there. I know this is so confusing because I'm jumping around. Really, I was trying to tell you how I felt about the episode in the way that it happens in the show. But I really wanted to kind of like get y'all to understand my thoughts about it, because the way they show it is like she has a conversation with me later after she talked to them. But I don't know, me watching it, and I know how sometimes things play out of order, it just, to me, it just feels like that one it had to have been out of order. Because when she talked to them, she was calm.
Where did they go? To my little sister's Crystal.
When she talked to me, what?
I told them to get the out.
She was more emotional about it. And really, they didn't really get the real first part of our conversations. We were mic'd, but we weren't on camera. When she first told me the part about, I told him to get the fuck out, blah, blah, blah. They didn't catch all that on camera because me and her were talking before the cameras were there. So that's why they had to do the cutaway the way they did. She was way more emotional about it, way more anxious and upset, and, you know, way more like,
I told him to get the fuck out, and I just can't deal with it no more.
It was more of that. So I was just like, it was a totally different vibe. That's why I'm saying, I hope you understand where I'm coming from, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying, Jamie?
So you couldn't really connect with what was happening because you got a whole different experience
Right.
Supposedly on a later day.
Right. So exactly, that's the best way to say it.
Have you and Marlo ever had like deep conversations?
Marlo and I have definitely, you know, at times we've had serious conversations. Obviously, you know, people have their on-camera conversations and then they have their off-camera conversations, right? You know, typically when people are on camera, it's like sometimes they don't say as much because they don't necessarily want to be judged for their true feelings, or they may not want to share as much information or whatever it may be. There are definitely times, you know, she and I have talked over the years where we've talked off camera where we may, you know, vent about something. This was the first time that I felt like it was a super personal conversation. And to be clear, I wanted to be clear, I would not share this with you guys had she not talked about it on camera, because I do think it's very personal. Whatever's going on with her and her nephews is a very, very personal situation. But because she clearly shared it with the world through TV, then that's why I'm talking about it right now. Okay, so before y'all get to saying, you shouldn't be saying all that, you know, but she shared it, so to me that makes it okay to talk about. Overall, and I meant to say this earlier, like, it's just so hard sometimes for me to connect the dots with Marlo. Like, even through this whole episode, it's like 1 minute she'll tell you she love you.
Oh, I love you. I think you're great. Oh, yes, queens.
And then next minute she dogging you.
You have anything on how teaching people how to be a friend?
Next minute she dragging your name.
First of all, Kandi was a damn hoe. She everybody for free.
It be night and day.
I need better words. Pray for me, love me, sis. I love you.
It's night and day. So it's like you wanna have compassion for her. You wanna feel for her and what she's dealing with and the things that she's going through. But then at the same time, she makes it so hard. She makes it so hard.
So over the years, Riley, your children get to watch your personal life, your grown life, the adulting situations because it's on TV. But your response in interviews is always, you know, Riley knows who I am. Marlo's in the same situation now. They have internet, they see her interviews, they see her being disrespectful. So when she's telling them not to be disrespectful, how does...
That's gotta be weird.
I know, that's disrespectful.
And so that's the other thing, when she was like really, you know, when she's really parenting them and trying to put down rules and telling them you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't be disrespectful, you shouldn't, and then she is very disrespectful in the way that she talks and treats other people. It's like, yeah, girl, I don't really know how that goes over.
I don't know what my parenting is doing.
I don't know, you know, and that's the other thing, like, you know, when we grow up, our parents always say, do what we say, not what we do. You know, maybe she has that rule going on.
Only thing I do know is what I wanted as a foster child growing up.
Maybe that's what it is, I don't know, but I think this situation in itself, because I know obviously you go through things multiple times when you're filming, you go through it when it happens, then you have to go through it again when it airs. So I'm sure whatever her and her nephews was going through at the time of filming that made her want to put them out or whatever, I'm sure it's gonna hurt again when they see it, when they hear that she told somebody, you know, that she told them to get the fuck out. You know, I'm sure that's gonna hurt. So that whole situation is going to be a little tense. It's just so weird because you don't ever want to judge somebody else's parenting, right? You know, we all, you know, they always be wanting to come for me. She gonna come for me later on, so that's why I feel like I say what I want to say right now. She definitely gonna come for me, but it's just like, okay, for example, I've been in her situation before. I mean, we've talked about it in the past. My cousin Melvin, who was on the show Kandi and the Gang.
Cool.
Even though Melvin and Patrick are my cousins,
when they were born, they were like my babies too.
I had to help raise him.
Even though we're cousins, he's like my son. You know what I mean? I love him with all my heart.
Because of our other family issues, he had to come live with me when he was only 10 years old, 10 or 11, when Riley was first born. So I ended up having no kids. I went from no kids to a baby and a preteen boy. Similar situation to where she is right now. So it's like when I see her situation, and that's what I was like with her, I'd be like, girl, you can't say that to them because they're already dealing with whatever they're dealing with their parents in that situation, and you're the one that's coming in to save the day. You can't also disappoint them. So whatever she's going through in her own world, she got to pull it together. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Well, she told you when you guys were yelling at the spa, she said, you of all people should know better, Kandi.
Oh, you was raised the better friend. You was raised with family.
Because you had a family. You grew up with a family. So for you not to have compassion or feel some type of way.
Sometimes you want people just to reach out.
My own family is also, they're feeling like they're not getting enough time.
She's putting it off on you should know better in certain situations with dealing with her as a friend. But when she's dealing with her children, some people say she should know better because she went through the foster system.
Exactly.
Only thing I do know is what I wanted as a foster child growing up.
For sure. Like, she's definitely had emotional issues when she was younger, and she dealt with a lot growing up. So yeah, I definitely felt like she should have known better than to just drop them like that and be like, oh, get the fuck out. Like, you can't say that. You know what I mean? You already know they're depending on you. Like, their mom is not in a position to take care of them right now.
So the only thing I can do is just let Mike and William know, hey, you're loved.
You know, I don't know what's going on with their daddy's situation, but it's you. Whatever you going through, girl, mentally, whatever, go take a vacation. You take a vacation and come back. You can't tell them to get the fuck out. Go to the spa or something. You go do what you gotta do and come back. She's also shared with us, she shared with me then, but they don't play the whole conversation, but her other sister has a lot of, you know, what she said, 4 kids, right? And she lives in a small place herself. So it's like you drop 2 more kids off to make 6 kids over there in a small home. What you doing, girl?
The sister suggested the 30 days with the kids?
That is what she said to them, but that's not what she said to me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she came up with that little story to try to make sense of what she did. But that's not how it, like, to me, when she talked to me about it, she just was like, she was done. Like,
I told him to get the fuck out. I can't do this no more.
That's how she was talking to me.
You don't send them to a crowded house.
No, you don't send them nowhere, period. You get your thoughts together. You do figure it out. It was just a weird situation. I don't know. It was just kind of like you did what? Huh? What am I supposed to say in this situation? If I don't agree with you as your friend, if I don't agree with what you did as your friend, how do we have that conversation without you feeling attacked right now?
Did she really kick them out?
She did! And that's the point. When she talked to me, she had kicked them out. She was done. So she did. I don't know if you guys realized, like, that whole month, she was free in December and January, like, that whole time. She was back to being her old self.
Well, now I can't say she was still posting, so she still was going to see them after we got word.
She may have been posting with them, but they weren't living with.
Yeah, they weren't living with. Because I don't want to know I can get to go to dinner with you on Friday, but I can't come back home with you.
Yeah, I think that's what was happening. I mean, they'll probably talk about it more on the show, because we were still filming. It was just a weird situation because it's just kind of like, on one hand, you know, you want somebody to mentally be okay if they're going to be in the care of children or taking care of children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want them to be about to kill somebody. You know what I mean? So, okay, it's like if you have to take a mental break, I guess, okay. But at the same time, on the other side of that, it's like you don't want to yo-yo them. They need stability because that's not, you know, they weren't getting stability in the situation they were in. That's why you took them in the first place. It's a whole situation.
What? It was just a bad day.
You kicked the boys out.
I just told them they had to go.
Where did they go?
To my little sister's Crystal.
She be weirding me out sometimes because she be so judgmental of other people and everybody else's situation, but her stuff just don't be.
Not adding up.
It doesn't add up and it ain't right, which the way she does sometimes. So let's go on back to Sheree's house.
Hello, honey, I'm home.
And back to Fatou. You know, and I got there, whatever. Fatou told us about she told me about the coochie incident. She was planning to smoke that coochie on out for Sheree to get that thing right.
What's that?
It says coochies.
It's coochies.
Well,
And then Fatum let us in and she got coochie hairs down there. You want a bush? That's a generational thing. Like the new generation, they don't really keep hair down there. What you gonna do with that? The more mature ladies, some of them still do.
Might be what your man wants.
Dude, should we do a poll? Is it okay to still have hair in 2022? You know, because I believe in just a little bit. You know, just a little bit. It gotta be cut, shaved very, very, very low. But just a little bit. But, you know, some people want it spanking like that. The other thing was that Fatum let us in on is that she did a whole background check on Drew and her husband.
You know, a few days later, he called me. He's like, I pulled up her background check.
What do y'all feel about that? So her point was,
No, she had the same invite as everybody else.
Fatum, what do you think about Drew?
She attacked me for no reason. He said that your husband is gay and all of that. You should stop talking.
she felt like, you know, Drew came for her, and when she was talking to her friend about it, her friend was just like, okay, cool, let me go and see what they got going on. And I guess, you know, being a little messy, trying to see if there was anything to tell, so they ran a little background check. Now, I don't know about y'all, but back when I was single, I used to run background checks on people.
But wait, you gotta say first, she got that because the assistant said it.
It was not me. It was your assistant that said it.
She didn't just go do a background check.
Wait, what did she say?
She was like, the assistant said they have different names, whatever.
And he was just like, ah. So I said, okay. So I talked to someone.
So she was like, ooh, let me find out. So it's like when you hear gossip, you're like, is this true?
Did the assistant say that?
It was not me. It was your assistant that said it.
They ran the check, and apparently there were multiple names on the background check. Now, I don't know what was on their background check. I mean, apparently they showed it.
Let me see that. Was this a big check?
And Danielle was on there. But from what I remember from some of the ones that I ran back in the past, it's like typically it'd be like a name that is like on one of your bills or something that's connected to your address. Maybe you got credit in that person's name or you got a phone in that person's name or something. To me, that would make sense for why those other names would pop up on there. Other than that, I'm like, what the hell is all these aliases?
But so basically, if something popped up on yours and you heard the name Katie, you would know, like, oh, I did use the Katie before, though, right?
Drew said that Danielle was her assistant. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, could they possibly have, maybe Danielle had their phone number set up under her name, maybe because maybe they didn't want their name on. Because you know how sometimes you don't want people to be able to look you up online or something. So maybe you have like your assistant or something, put your... You ain't never seen that happen?
So how long has she had it? Like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to give them an excuse. I'm giving them excuses. The people is trying to figure it out. I feel like, you know, we was over there being so shady. They was like,
Ralph is kind of like Tommy from Martin.
Drew, don't be mad at me. But I said it there. I said, what did I say? I said, Ralph is like the new Tommy.
He seems to have money, but no job in sight.
We still don't know what he does for a living. Now listen, Ralph got some money now. He do. You know, when people say that they're consultants, that's when you be like, a consultant of what exactly? You know, I mean, and mind you, I always look at people's side eyes because, you know, listen, before I got with Todd, honey, you know, I was on the dating scene, honey. And, you know, you always meet those guys be like, oh, I'm a consultant. Or I'm a this. And you be like, what is that code word for? Code word for what? Because it's like, it can be mean a lot of things, especially here in Atlanta. You know, that could mean scammer, that could mean drug dealer, that could mean a lot of things. I mean, it could mean consultant, but you gotta decide. You gotta do a little bit more, you know, research. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Now with, sorry, Ralph. Oh, Sonia, can we just say, you got caught in a rewind.
No, how is that helping him telling you that I was questioning how busy y'all were? I honestly did not mean any shade when I talked to Ralph. Y'all act like y'all busy.
Sonya, you know you was being shady. Come on, girl. They hit you with a rewind, honey. You got caught. Just own it, okay? Just own it. Which also reminds me that Drew's mom and her psychic friend network, or wait, no, her prophet. They be killing me with the prophets, by the way.
Because when you see stuff in the spirit realm, it can look like a woman and it could just be a man that has the spirit of a woman.
Saying she was thinking it might have been the old assistant. She was saying all that, but you know what?
She got a lot of staff.
Drew got a lot of people around her, period. Okay? Drew, she keep some folks around her. Okay? Tons. So I can see how she get caught up in mess, you know? A whole bunch of mess.
Just be very aware of people that are damaging.
Right. That's crazy.
Get the prayer warriors, get them working. Because apparently they are on your ass.
I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, is it Asanya? Then I'm like, well, maybe it's the assistant. Is it Sheree? Because Sheree's been murmuring. I hope it's not Kenya. But is Kenya gonna turn on? I don't know. I don't know who it is.
You got Doggone Fatum, you got Sonya, you had your assistant. Who else she had names? Yeah, she was saying some of everybody is after her, child. So that was pretty interesting and funny. Oh, sidebar, excuse me. This is the thing that annoys me. That stripper walking around the room and was trying to get everybody to smack them with the dang on paddle. They come over to me with the damn paddle. I was like, I really didn't even want to smack her ass with a paddle, but I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do it, okay. They didn't show nobody smacked them with the paddle but me.
All for you.
I said, why do I always get set up like that? Why? Every time. First of all, my parties are lit, honey, to be clear. You better wish you get invited to a candy-coated party. A bedroom candy party, a candy-coated party, any party you can get to that is a part of me, you would want to be there. And sidebar, I thought that Sheree's party was pretty cool. I mean, the stripper was just, but, you know, hey.
Well, clearly, Bolo didn't make an appearance tonight.
The people were lit.
No, that's my
Yeah, the people were lit. No, the party definitely got lit, especially when we went over into the area with the dinner, and as Miss Kenya became drunk Kenya.
I am the moment, bitch. I am the moment.
Who doesn't love drunk Kenya? Drunk Kenya is funny. Oh my goodness. And then Lisa Wu, she came back in there and turned up for y'all a little bit.
Excuse me, I'm talking. Yeah, you've been talking a lot, Lisa. I said, hold on a second, dang.
I was like, oh my goodness, these people are having a little bit too much to drink, honey. But you can see I kept eating my food. Sheree basically invited us all for like a
My whole vision for this party tonight is to see the ladies in nude in different shades of melanin, which represents stripping off negativity of past relationships and bearing it all.
And it was fun. You know, I thought it was a good party until like towards the end. You know, obviously, you know, Marlo and I had the conversation about the boys. We already talked about that. And then, you know, after that, Marlo and Kenya started having some words again.
You know what is so funny? I love this moment because there was a time when you could not mention a wig with Kenya.
And it was so weird because we was having such a good night, so I don't even understand how that went left.
She's so busy trying to talk about me.
How am I trying to talk about you? I love that your self-esteem has come up.
It was like Marlo was just waiting for a moment to throw a jab, you know?
I am the moment.
Only not to Marky night.
Because Kenya was just making jokes the whole time, but then all of a sudden it was like they was going at it.
Not to your baby daddy.
I got really annoyed. I don't know if y'all noticed that in the episode.
I don't like this.
That was real glass. It was not plastic. Marlo was like going over in Kenya's face and was doing this whole like she wanted to, you know, clean the glass thing or whatever. But Kenya's already drunk, let's be clear. Well, tipsy. She was already tipsy or feeling good or however you want to call it. And Marlo is coming over here with a clean. That could have went all bad. You know, the glass could have broke depending on how hard they would have hit. You know what I mean?
I don't like this.
Then you got broken glass with women that's already not feeling each other. I was like, no, I'm gonna need y'all to stop.
What do you think about, because it happens on the after show?
I'm used to Marlo
constantly coming after me. What hasn't the girl taunted me about? Like, she's just a big bully to me. She talks about my skin. She talks about my husband. She talks about me not being pregnant, me not being really married. Whatever it is she can talk about, she's gonna talk about it.
So last episode, Marlo, when she's arguing with Kenya, she keeps saying Mark's name.
Can you teach me how to be a friend, Kenya?
You don't know how to be a friend.
I don't. That's what I'm asking. Can you teach me? Okay, what's going on with Mark? Tell us about Mark, your relationship. Tell us about your fake booty.
Your baby daddy.
Yeah.
She does it on this episode.
Not to your baby daddy.
What is the focus every time she comes at Kenya?
It's like, I definitely feel like Marlo purposely tries to irritate Kenya. I think, you know, they obviously clearly don't really care for each other. And every time Marlo comes at somebody, she always want to use the whole,
you take care of a man.
I don't take care of no man. So, which brings me to the supersize clip. When she was sitting up there calling herself trying to go below. I'm like, oh, so you can go below the belt? It's okay for you to go below the belt? And I'm like, I ain't Michelle Obama. Okay, nobody say nothing to you then?
No, you can say something.
I am not Michelle Obama. You go low, I'm going low too. You go low, I'm going low with you. Like, I'll go lower, really, if that's what we about to do, depending on what mood you catch me in, you know what I mean?
Can you not go below the belt? I need class for that. I don't know how to not go below the belt.
And then even like when they also showed the supersized clip, when she said the part about, you know, same thing with Ken, you know, like when she's mad that she wants to throw out whatever. Everybody knows that my hot spot is coming from my husband and my kids and my mama. Everybody know that. They done made jokes about it before. We've heard people say it. She coming for me, the first thing she want to say, you take care of your husband.
You take care of a man.
Now you want to fight. Get a husband. I just think she's a person who likes to poke. You know, she likes to push people's buttons. And it's very obvious. She likes to push people's buttons. And then when people come back at her, then it just goes crazy. But she always try to make it seem like
I wasn't really done. I didn't really date the one.
No, you definitely got it started, honey. Clearly, Miss Drew was not feeling Fatum at the end of this episode. And when I tell y'all it's gonna get worse on that little trip that Marlo invited everybody on, way worse. Now they're knocking on my door, which means it's time to go. So with that being said, please make sure that you are following me on all platforms, especially on my new YouTube page. I am Kandi, and right here on Kandi Online. And until next time, thanks for watching. Speak on it. Well, speak on it.